And people don't hold up lighters like they used to anymore. We hold up our cell phones now. When we really like somebody, we hold up and we sway.
Oh, is that,
Did you know this?
I know this.
I had no idea.
I know
I didn't know that either.
I was singing a
That's
little
news to
Pat
me.
Benatar, I think, or was it Leanne Womack? And because I like to do a little country sometimes when I sing karaoke. And I don't sound anything like Leanne Womack. I'm sure that shocks you. But instead of holding up lighters, the crowd was swaying with their cell phones. I guess I should feel good about that they were swaying at all. Yeah. You know, you guys are confusing the heck out of me. You're dressed just alike.
We called each other this morning. I want to be. If
right.
I can be like him, how cool could I possibly be? To be like him?
It's a good goal to aspire to. So.
All right, let's meet our guests and then get right to the hot talkers. By the way, you guys, our viewers, are really the stars. So get in on the game here. StrategyRoom@FoxNews.com. StrategyRoom@FoxNews.love. Email me anytime. I love reading it. Okay, Eric Yaverbaum is here from Ericho Communications. And each week, I try to impart some knowledge on our guests because we do have you guys back on a regular basis now. They're kind of our Tuesday team, if you will. And so I can tell you that he's a PR guru and that he's written books like PR for Dummies. But I always like to ask, what's new with you? Because I know you've got you blog, you do all sorts of things. What's new with Eric?
The absolute very latest, and it's a business that I'm going to launch. And I actually learned it. I have you to thank and Fox to thank. Something that I learned here, which I'm going to be launching, I hope, when Congress comes back. And I'm taking a poll about it right now on Twitter. How many people read bills? We're all arguing about health care. We're all arguing about cap and trade, and none of us have read the actual bill, which includes, unfortunately, I know you have. You're an exception. You're an exception.
I got through it, people.
Did you read the health bill?
I did. It took me. You guys know it took me 2 weeks to get to page 640.
It's so boring, and now they're going to throw part of it out. Like, I mean, gosh.
I know, probably the part that I.
But I want to do. I'm going to. With my partner from Tappening, we're going to launch a new company that is going to challenge congressmen and senators to read the entire bill.
Good for you.
And we're going to ask the general public to do the same. So we're all arguing about the facts instead of all sorts of misinformation.
And they'll have, you'll have to choose which version because you'll have a Senate version now too. So maybe you can give some guidance, too, on which versions, because people don't have time to read the 4 versions that came out of the House. I only read the one that was 2017.
But at least you have a basis for which to argue.
Oh, absolutely.
Now. Or even be articulate about the issues.
I found it a basis for which to argue with myself, because the comprehension was kind of low at first.
Yeah, well.
I had to call in and get some help educating Harris.
You know what the thing is, though, is I can't do my about-to-be 6th graders' homework. I can read a bill, which means anybody can read a bill. You might not be able to do your 5th graders' homework.
That tells us a little bit about who wrote the bill.
No, but you know something? That's not true. That's not fair.
Come on,
all right.
So
that's what's new with you. We look forward to that, and they can find out more about this on twitter.com/
Real Yaverbaum.
Real Yaverbaum.
Yes, and I believe it's on.
Yes, I think
it's on my Chiron, and please do.
And you know what? He's one of my Twitter friends anyway. Both these guys are. So if you just go to my page, you'll see him. I
Twittered you both this morning.
You tweet a lot.
Yeah.
So people can easily. There you go.
But on the other hand, male viewership increased over the past week 200%.
You were lobbying to keep the couches when we were in here earlier.
I was going to bring in my remote control.
Are you sure this isn't an accident that they have shown up on the schedule? You tend to say no.
No way.
No way. No, but let's put it this way. The former president of the United States.
Stop agreeing on everything.
Yeah.
It ruins your street cred, and that's my goal.
Trust me, I know you won't be agreeing on everything.
Nothing.
All right. An idea. Just in recent days, partly because of the health care issue, there's been some question of whether or not this is the president to lead this particular Democratic Party.
Yeah, I said the same thing I said last week. It's too early. Clinton knows it's too early. Those guys, they play their cards exactly right. He's not. I don't believe he's going to be making any kind of a move like that until they think it's the best thing and the only thing that the party can do, because Obama won't stand a chance of getting reelected, which I don't believe anybody can ascertain at this stage. And the Clintons know that better than anybody.
So why? Why go there today?
Well, there's also another particular angle to this, which is you've got the health care bill. You've got a lot of Hillary supporters, a lot of people who like Bill Clinton.
Very interesting.
And right now you need to pull the 2 major wings of the Democratic Party together. And this is an opportunity to show the country that even though he's diminished Hillary Clinton by assigning envoys to handle regions of the world, so frankly, she's a gopher Secretary of State in this administration. Here's an opportunity to pull the Clinton supporters, the Obama supporters together and maybe go forward with a message?
Look, I think the Obama White House needs all hands on deck. Things just got a little bit more difficult in the last couple of weeks. We're not riding off the fumes of, yes, we can anymore. Now we're looking at this is less, what the country has become or is shifting more towards is less about the person and more about the content. And the content is up for debate right now. So what the Democrats need to do is pull everybody together, every big name they can. So, I think that's a very plausible explanation.
There is no infrastructure. You've got dealers who are now looking at payments they have to make that they're not getting back from the government because, frankly, just like the beginning of the administration after January, they built the Department of Justice. They couldn't hire the professionals. They changed offices. No matter what the government does, they're rushing things through without building an infrastructure. And nobody in America can build a corporation or build a company on any level without building an administrative structure.
Look, to me, I have not heard that particular statistic before. I know that if you look at the stimulus money, that a couple weeks ago, only 10% of it had found its way into, our world. So we weren't even beginning to be touched by the 100% number that we all look at as so big. So I guess I'm not surprised, assuming that that's true with the cars, but I do believe that, you look at the health bill, just a basic fact, and I could reel off a million because I just, I'm in that bill right now, is we're 160,000 primary care physicians short. 160,000, that's not like, we don't need to get 10 kids in college right now. We're talking about 160,000. It will tax the system. I mean, that's just a fact. That part's like a fundamental of about maybe 20 others that I can mention.
Well, they're going to have to come from other countries because, the programs to fund the educations for some of these doctors to go through medical school very quickly don't exist. So either the government's going to be paying for people to become doctors and, a whole lot of people are going to put their hands in the air for that who probably shouldn't, or we're going to have to recruit from all over the world.
Well, if that's the plan, if that's the plan, all it is a backup plan because we're talking about changing health coverage in this country, in this short term, not in the long term. Right. We're not waiting 10 years for them to graduate and be doctors.
Cost effectively.
I totally agree, and while I'm much more comfortable arguing with you than agreeing, so this is my comfort zone finally.
Well, when you're wrong, you're wrong. I mean, I'm right, you're wrong, end of story.
And you can take me, so that's it. I just do believe, and look, anybody who's ever run a business in this country and has lived off of a line of credit knows what that's like. You go to that line, it carries your cash flow, and when your line's tapped, you're tapped. So you can't let it get to that point. So you don't have extra weeks to give. So the government really needs to step it up, and a typo can't be a reason not to get the cash. And I think that they will in this case. So you're wrong.